Welcome back to my Power Yoga series. Today's video is going to be about 40 minutes and we're going to be focusing on twisting. This is an all levels class, so make sure you listen to your body. I'm going to give lots of options, variations. If you have yoga blocks or straps, those can always come in handy, right? One block, one strap is usually good to have. If you don't have it though, you can make it work without that as well. So we're going to begin today's practice in our child's pose. So come towards the back of your mat. Bring your big toes together and your knees apart wide. Take your forehead down to the mat. Press your hips back towards your heels as you extend your arms away from you. And then right away here, just start to check in, see how your body's feeling today. If you've done our other yoga classes, maybe noticing how it feels different today. Every day is a little bit different when you first step onto your mat. Start to connect to your ujjayi breath, breathing in and out through the nose. Slightly constricting the back of the throat so you can hear the sound of your breath. And really try to make your inhales and exhales even longer so you can use that breath throughout the practice. So that sets the pace. So it's okay if you're a little faster or slower than my cues sometimes. Now keeping the legs exactly as they are, walk your hands to the right side of the mat. Place your left hand on top of the right so you feel that stretch through the left side of your body. And then take it the other way, walk it to the left side, right hand on top of the left. Now let's come up to a tabletop position, so up to your hands and knees. Inhale, drop the belly, arch your back, and gaze up for cow pose. And then as you exhale, tuck your chin in and round your back for cat. And try to exaggerate this movement of the spine. Inhale as you arch, using your breath. Exhale as you round. One more time. Inhale to arch. Exhale to round. Good. Find a flat back. Step your left leg out to the side for gate pose. So you're on your right knee. Your left hand goes on the left thigh and you reach that right arm over your ear. So it's a side body stretch through the right side of your body. Lift your torso up, switch the legs. Put your left knee down, step your right leg to the side, right hand on that right leg, and reach your left arm over. Gate pose on this side. Good. Back to your hands and knees, reset in that tabletop position for thread the needle. Peel the right arm up and thread it through. Put your head down. Walk your left hand straight forward, and then if you want a little more, maybe crawl it a few inches towards the right side. Come back up to tabletop, switch sides, peeling that left arm up, threading it through, and then walking that right hand forward, maybe inching it a little bit to the left side. Come back to tabletop, reset. Now we're going to wake up our core, opposite arm and leg. So your right arm goes forward, the left leg goes back, finding your balance. And then as you exhale, bring your knee and elbow into touch or as close as you can get it. Inhale to extend it long and reach. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. One more time, knee to elbow. Good, extend it out. You can hold it here or maybe find a back bend. Taking that right hand to that left foot and kicking it back. Stretch it right back out, set it down. Other side, left arm, right leg, find your balance. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend and reach. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. One more time. Knee to elbow, and then extend it out. Maybe just hold, work the balance, or go for that back bend, grabbing the foot, kicking it back. Stretch it out, place it down. Now we'll come into our first down dog. So make sure you plant your hands shoulder width distance. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up. Feet should also be about hips width distance, and then bend one leg at a time. Stretch your calves, your hamstrings, walk out your down dog. You can also bend one elbow at a time, any movement that feels good. Shrugging those shoulders away from the ears, pushing your chest back to your thighs. Shift forward to a high plank. It's always good to double check your alignment. So your shoulders, elbows, wrists are stacked, feet are hips width. You're in that nice high plank. And then as you exhale, you lift your hips up, down dog. But don't move the hands and feet closer together. So it's okay if the heels don't reach the floor yet. That just takes time. Inhale, glide forward, high plank. Exhale, down dog. One more time. Inhale, forward, high plank. Exhale to down dog. Walk your feet up to your hands and take a few steps. Ragdoll. Feet stay hips width. Bend your knees a lot. And grab opposite elbows. And really just let yourself hang here. It should feel nice. Maybe shake your head. Yes and no. Relaxing the head and neck. You can also sway a bit side to side. Shifting the body weight from the right foot to the left foot. Or swaying forward and back. Shifting the weight from the balls of the feet to the heels. Good. Keep your knees bent. Roll up to stand. I know I might get cut off here a little bit on the camera, but we're going to lift the arms all the way up. Your right hand grabs your left wrist. Pull it to the right. So it's a side body stretch. And then you switch. Grab your right wrist. Pull it to the left. Bring it to center. Interlace the fingers, or here would be a good time for a strap or towel. You can hold onto it. Open up the chest. Bend your knees. Fold forward. Keeping those hands interlaced. Good. Release your hands down. Now we're going to try to cross our feet here. So your right foot is going to cross behind the left foot. Your left leg is in front. Hands can be on the floor or blocks, right? So anytime the hands don't reach the floor, that's a good opportunity to use your blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can use water bottles or books. If your hamstrings are feeling really tight as you fold forward here, bend your knees. Now if you're feeling good, you want to add on a little more, walk your hands to the left. So towards the left edge of your mat. Like a little rainbow shape. Good. Walk it to center. Switch to cross of the feet. So now your right leg is crossed in front. Again, you can fold forward with the hands on the floor or the blocks. You can bend the knees if you need to. If you want to try walking it to the side, walk it over to the right side. Good. Walk it to center. Uncross your feet. Now bring them together in the middle. Inhale, lengthen to a flat back, fingertips on the shins or the floor. Exhale, step to plank. First chaturanga, I like to modify together, bringing the knees down. Hug your elbows in, slowly lower down. Untuck your toes so the tops of the feet are down. Engage your quadriceps. You're going to feel just the kneecaps lift. Cobra pose. Press into your hands to lift your chest just a little bit. It's a small back bend. And then you lower down. Now push up to your knees to that modified plank. Tuck your toes under, and you're going to go back to down dog. So when we flow in a moment through chaturanga and up dog, keep in mind you can go back to that version on the knees, and you can always do your cobra instead of your up dog. Look forward, step both feet to the front and bring them together. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Now use your flat back. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to stand. Gaze up, maybe the palms touch overhead. And with a flat back, exhale, swan dive back down. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, step to plank. Now you can stay on the toes, or you can put those knees down like a tricep push-up, lower halfway, chaturanga. Flip over your feet, up dog, or you can stay on your belly for cobra. If you're an up dog, notice my knees and thighs, they're off of the mat. I'm actively pushing down into my hands and the tops of the feet. Lift your hips, flip back over your feet, downward facing dog. Now this time you can step, or if you want to add a little hop, you can add the hops. They're always optional. Look forward, step or hop, both feet up to the front. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to stand. Exhale, swan dive back down. Inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, step or even hop back. Chaturanga, lower halfway. Inhale, up dog or cobra, choosing your back bend. Exhale, down dog. Lift your right leg up, step in between your hands, low lunge. Drop that back knee down and untuck the toes. Make sure your right knee's over the ankle. Start with the hands on the thigh, just sinking into that left hip flexor. If you want, lift your arms up, gaze up, a little back bend, maybe pressing the palms together. Then bring your hands to prayer position. So low lunge twist, twist your left elbow outside that right leg. Keeping that back knee down for now, actively pressing into the palms to help you twist deeper. Lower your hands now to the floor or to your two blocks if you have blocks. Half split, straightening the front leg, flex the foot, fold towards that front leg, stretching into that hamstring, calf. Okay, now as you re-bend it, plant your hands, step back to plank. From your toes or your knees, chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Other side, lift your left leg up, step it forward, low lunge. Put the back knee down Again, always make sure if you need to, scoot it forward or take a couple steps to get that knee over the ankle. You can keep the hands on that front thigh as you sink into that lunge, or lift your arms up, maybe palms together, just a slight back bend. Good, hands to heart center, prayer position, twist, right elbow outside that left leg, low lunge twist, working the hands to the center of the chest, lengthening your spine as you twist. Lower the hands to the floor or the blocks, framing that front foot, half split, straightening the front leg, flex your foot, and fold towards that front leg. Check in with your hamstring on this side. Now as you rebend it, bring your hands to the mat. Always optional. If you just want to go straight to down dog, you can skip the chaturanga part. It's up to you. Low push-up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Look forward, step or hop, both feet up to the front. Feet together. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, chair pose, Utkatasana. Knees and feet together as you lift the arms up. Sink your hips down. Now hold your legs in chair, but twist your left arm forward, right arm back, so it's an open twist. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, twist the other way. Right arm forward, left arm back. Good, both arms back up. Now, from your chair, interlace your fingers behind your back or use your strap. If you're using the hands, try to put the other thumb on top, the awkward way. Open the chest, fold forward. Maybe straightening the legs, but if your hamstrings don't feel ready for that, keep them a little bit bent. Release your fingers. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, step or hop, chaturanga. Low push-up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up. Step in between your hands. This time, stay on the ball of your back foot for crescent lunge. Arms reach up. Make sure your feet are lined up with your hips so you don't feel like you're on a tightrope here, so you can find your balance. At any point, you can always modify crescent lunge with that low lunge that we did earlier. Now, taking that open twist, left arm forward, right arm back, twisting from your waist. Good, both arms back up, crescent lunge. Warrior two, pivot your back heel down, Virabhadrasana B. Your back foot is parallel to the back edge of the mat. You have a big bend still in that right leg, gazing at your right hand. Flip your right palm up. Put your left hand on your left thigh, reverse warrior. Reach your right arm back. So it's a side bend, not a back bend. Exhale, windmill the hands all the way to the front, and then step your way back. Any variation, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Other side, lift your left leg up, step in between your hands, set up crescent lunge. Start on the ball of the back foot, line up your feet with your hip bones, and lift the arms up. So you're really engaging that back leg nice and straight. Now open twist, right arm forward, left arm back, twisting from your waist. Both arms back up, crescent lunge. Open to warrior two by pivoting the back heel flat on the ground. Hips and torso facing that side wall, but gaze at that left hand. Flip your left palm up, right hand on the right thigh, reverse warrior, reach backwards. Windmill the hands to the front, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Look forward, step or hop. Both feet to the front, feet together. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale as you fold. Now coming back to your chair pose, feet together, bend your knees. Lift your arms up. Sit low, bring your hands to prayer. Twist your left elbow outside the right leg, pressing into your palms, keeping those knees side by side. You can keep your hands in prayer, or you can try opening the arms. Left hand on the floor or the block, right arm up. Keeping that left tricep on the outside of that right thigh. Fold forward wherever you're at. Separate your feet hips width distance. Make a peace sign. Those two fingers hook onto your big toes. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Padangusthasana, forward fold. If your hamstrings are still feeling tight, feel free to bend those knees. Don't force it. Relax your neck. Now releasing the toes, let's come back to chair pose for the other side. So walk your feet together, bend your knees, lift your arms up. Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit a little lower. Hands to prayer. Twist, right elbow outside that left leg, and then press into those palms. And maybe you stay here with the hands in prayer, or you might work on opening up the arms, bringing the right fingertips to the floor of the block, keeping those knees side by side, right next to each other. And fold forward. Now this time, take your feet to the edges of the mat, turn your toes out 45 degrees, drop your hips down from Malasana, prayer squat. If your heels are not flat on the floor, take them a little bit wider. They do not have to be on the mat. Now use those elbows, press the inner thighs apart, press the chest forward, and really think of lengthening the spine here as you open the hips. You can stay here with the hands in prayer, or you can play with opening the arms, sliding that right shoulder inside the right knee, right hand down, left arm up, and look up. And then back to center, and go the other way. Left shoulder inside left knee, left hand down, right arm up. Good, back to center. Now you can come into ragdoll or maybe play with your crow pose, Bakasana. Planting the hands shoulder width, walking the feet together if you want to come into crow. Bend your arms, make a little shelf. Put your knees up high on the triceps, and then start to lean forward and keep looking forward past the edge of the mat. Maybe lift one foot, maybe both feet, maybe just testing it out for a second or two. And then when you're ready, take a vinyasa and meet in down dog. Good, let's bring the knees down. We'll set up for dolphin pose. It's like down dog, but on your forearms. The best way to measure it out is always grab the outside of your triceps first, just to make sure you have your elbows in the right spot. Keep your elbows there and then extend the forearms so they're parallel. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up. You can let your head hang, but try to keep your head off the floor by pushing down into those forearms. Maybe staying here, or walk your feet together in the middle and think about lifting that right leg up. Keeping the hips square and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch legs. If you had a leg up, left leg up. Keep holding your dolphin. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's take a moment in child's pose. Reset. Let your shoulders relax. Tabletop position, we're going to come into puppy pose. Your hips will stay pretty much right over your knees as you walk your hands forward and melt your chest to the floor. Either forehead down or chin down, but think about pushing your chest towards the ground, stretching into your shoulders and your back here. Walk your hands in. Now let's reset in our down dog. Tuck your toes, take a deep breath, check in, see how down dog's feeling. Lift the right leg up, step it between your hands. Come back to that crescent lunge position on the ball of the back foot, lifting the arms up. Bring your hands to prayer position, twist left elbow outside that right leg. And same options as chair. You can keep the hands in prayer, or you can open the arms as long as you keep that left arm on the outside of the right leg. You can also put your back knee down and go into your low lunge if you prefer that. Come back up, crescent lunge. Nice. Now bring your hands back to prayer. Lean forward, float your back leg up. We're going to take a moment here in warrior 3, flexing that foot, making a T shape with your body. Then put your left hand on the floor block closer to the left corner of the mat. Try to keep your hips level. Twist your right arm up, revolved half moon. So again, a block can be very useful here to help you straighten that standing leg. Think of lengthening your spine as you twist. It's challenging. It's a balance pose and a twist at the same time. Take one more breath. And then just put both hands down. Standing splits. Maybe lift the leg high now and bring your nose towards your right knee or shin. If you want to, your right hand can try to grab the back of that right ankle. Good. Take that left leg, just lower it down to the front of the mat to meet your right foot. Forward fold at the front. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, step or hop, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Reset. Now we'll do the other side. Lifting the left leg up, step it forward. Crescent lunge. Again, make sure your feet are balanced, not on a tightrope. Lift arms up. Hands to prayer position. Twist. Right elbow outside that left leg. Keeping the hands in prayer or maybe opening the arms. You choose what works best for you. Maybe using a block under that bottom hand. Remember, you can also put that back knee down at any point. Good. Carefully come back up to crescent. Find your balance. Hands back to prayer. Lean forward. Float your back leg up. Warrior three. Making a T shape with your body. Right hand goes down on the floor or block underneath that right shoulder. So it's a little bit more to the right. Twist that left arm up. Revolved half moon. Trying to keep the hips square and level as you twist from your waist. Lower the hand down, standing split. So as you fold, maybe that right leg lifts higher and your nose comes closer to your left leg. Hands could still be on the blocks or on the floor, or maybe you can grab the back of that left ankle to help pull your nose closer to that left leg. Lower your right leg to the front to meet your left. Forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hop or step, chaturanga. Low push up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Bring your knees down. So earlier, we briefly did crow pose. I'm going to introduce side crow, Parsvabhakasana, if you would like to try it. If you do not want to try it, you're still going to do the twist without the arm balance part. So let me just move my props out of the way. Come into like a low chair pose with your feet together, but your heels will probably come off the ground. Hands to prayer. Try to find your balance and twist right elbow outside the left leg. So this is kind of tricky right here. If you don't want to do arm balance, work this, take 5 breaths and switch sides. If you want to try the arm balance, I like to use my left hand here, kind of scoot my right armpit closer to my thigh. Then put both hands down facing the front. Notice my hands are facing the front of my mat still. My hands are shoulder width. I bend my arms like chaturanga. I walk my feet a little to the side. And then 1 foot at a time, I lift my feet and I flex them. Side crow. Both of my legs are resting on my right arm. Nothing's touching my left arm, but they're bent evenly. I look to the side of my feet and I flex my feet. So like think of it like a twisted crow. Now try the other side too. If you're doing the twist, stay here. If you want, try to wedge that knee up higher into the armpit. Both hands down facing the front. Bend your arms. Maybe just lift 1 foot for a second, right? Maybe lift the other foot and notice how it feels. As your face goes down, the hips lift up. It's like a little teeter-totter. So you have to lean forward just like that regular crow. And I know it can be a little scary, but that's why I turn my face and I look to the side. So that worst case scenario, I land on my cheek and not my nose. Plus, I find it's easier to balance if I'm looking towards my feet in that one. So if you want to try it a couple times, feel free to pause this video. Go back, give it like 3 good attempts on each side. If you're not interested in that side crow yet, practicing this twist. It's just a little bit different with the heels off the ground because you got to find that balance, right? And you can still do that twist on both sides. Now, when you've had enough of that, we'll all meet back in our child's pose and reset. Let me just take a couple deep breaths here. When you're ready to move, let's meet back in our downward facing dog. Check in, see how down dog's feeling, right? Every time, hopefully it's feeling a little bit more open. Look forward, step to the front, roll up to stand. Turn to face the long side of your mat, doesn't matter which way, but separate your feet a couple feet apart, feet parallel, interlacing the fingers or holding onto that strap. Look up, open the chest, and fold forward with the hands interlaced. Straddle forward fold with that chest opening. Release the interlace, walk your hands through your legs. Fold a little deeper. Keep your feet and legs as they are. Walk both hands to that left ankle or calf. Pull your nose closer to the left leg. Get a nice hamstring stretch. Then walk it to the right leg. Hold on and pull your nose closer to the right leg. And bring it to center. Find a long flat back. Put your right hand on the floor or block right under your nose and twist and peel that left arm up and maybe look up. And switch. Put your left hand down, twist, and peel the right arm up. Good. Both hands down. I like to put a little bend to the knees first. Hands to hips. Take your time. Slowly stand up. Stepping to the front. Hands to prayer. Standing number number 4. Take your right foot across and flex the foot. So you make that number 4 shape. Bend your left standing leg. So it's a balance pose and it's a hip opener. Focus your eyes on one point. You can stay here with the hands in prayer and trying to bring the forearms right on that shin, or you can add a twist because we've been doing a lot of twisting today. You might try to put your right elbow right into the sole of that right foot. Flexing the foot. If you really think of pushing your foot into your elbow and pushing your elbow back into your foot, it will help you to balance. And I just focus my eyes on one spot on the floor. Good. Untwist, release, shake it out, and try the other side. Left foot across, making that number 4. Bend your right leg slowly. Focus your eyes, maybe holding it right in the center, still getting that balance work and that hip stretch, or twisting left elbow to left foot. Left elbow to left foot. Focus the eyes. You might find one side's a little bit tighter, or maybe the balance is different, and that's okay. Just do your best to even it out and do what you did on the first side. Good, let's release. Meeting at the front of the mat, feet together, hands to prayer. Take a deep breath. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or hop, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. We'll set up for pigeon. Lift the right leg up, bend that knee and bring it forward. Put your right knee behind the right wrist. Try to kind of wiggle that left leg back. Now, if this bothers your knee, keep in mind you can lay on the floor and do a lying down number 4. So just like you did standing, but a laying down number 4 stretch. Or you can also try blocks underneath your hips or your forehead. So this foot is close to you, but not sitting on you. Hips square, fold forward. For those that are very flexible and your hips are on the floor and you have no knee pain, you can move this right shin more forward, creating a 90-degree angle at the knee, flexing the foot though if you do so. But if at any point you feel it in the knee, back off and bring that foot back in. And just find that spot where you can feel that stretch in the hips. And it's going to look a little different on everybody, but then I just want you to relax, try to let go of tension, and begin to cool things down here. Walk your hands in. If you're on your back for that number 4 stretch, just make sure you switch legs. If you were in half pigeon, maybe coming into a 3-legged dog, opening up that right hip, bend the leg. You might draw a few circles with the ankle or the whole leg. And when you're ready, we'll meet in our down dog. And switching sides, lifting the left leg up, bend that knee as you bring it forward, put it right behind that left wrist. Slide that right leg as far back as you can, square your hip bones to the front, and then you can play with where you want that foot. Closer to you, maybe a couple inches out, maybe parallel to the front, but only if the hips are down. If your hips are elevated in the air, I recommend you keep this foot closer to you first. You can focus on that hip stretch. Flexing the foot only if you move it forward, and then folding forward. And again, don't be afraid to use your blocks under your hips or your foreheads or any other props that you have so that you can settle in and just breathe, create some space now in that left hip. Walk your hands in. We'll go back to that 3-legged dog. Shake out that left leg, open the hip, bend the leg, move it around. And then everybody, wherever you're at, make your way to one final down dog. Just so you can kind of check in. See how down dog feels compared to the beginning of the practice. Press the weight to the heels, shoulders away from the ears. Notice how the backs of your legs feel. Then we'll step to the front and have a seat. Extend your left leg out straight. step your right foot across, flat on the floor. Your left arm, you can hug the knee or try to hook your left elbow outside that right thigh. Right fingertips on the floor behind you to help you sit up nice and tall for that seated twist. Now, as you untwist, don't move the left leg, keep it straight. Move your right foot next to the inner thigh for Janu Shirsasana, head to knee. If this bothers your knee, move your right foot further down the leg towards the calf. Sit up tall and then fold. You can grab your foot, you can use a strap if you can't reach the foot. If you don't have that, just grab anywhere you can reach on the leg and try to bring your nose closer to that leg. Slowly come up. Let's switch sides, starting with that twist first. Extend your right leg straight, step your left foot across, and then your right arm, you can hug the knee or try to hook your elbow to the outside of the knee. Left fingertips behind you, sit up tall, lengthen, and then look back and twist. Now as we untwist, keeping that right leg straight, moving your left foot either next to the inner thigh or down by the calf, but try to stay square towards that right leg. Lift the arms up. Then as you fold, grabbing wherever you can reach and bringing your nose closer to the knee or maybe the shin here. Janu Shirsasana, head to knee pose. Now, as you come up, let's extend both legs out straight. Last seated stretch, flex the feet, lengthen, and then fold. Seated, forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Again, grabbing the legs, the feet, or the strap, and then drop your head, relax your neck. Getting one more stretch through the backs of the legs as well as the lower back here. Slowly come up, roll down onto your back. Hug your knees in, give a little rock side to side. And we're going to keep that right knee hugging in and extend the left leg long. First, squeeze that right knee over to the right shoulder to create a little space in the hip. Open your right arm like a T and use your left hand now to set up your spinal twist. So you're going to take that right knee, twist it across your body as close to the floor as you can. You can keep your gaze up or you can turn your head, look to the right. If that bothers your neck, don't turn your head. So you're equally trying to push that right knee down to the floor, but also still keeping that right shoulder down. And you're going to feel it everywhere, right? Depends what feels tighter. So some people feel it more in the chest by trying to keep that shoulder down. A lot of people will feel this in the lower back. Any cracks or pops usually feels good. You might also feel it in the hips. So just breathe, relax here into that spinal twist. Bring it to center. Let's hug both knees in so you can really neutralize the spine in between sides for a moment. And then switch legs. Keep that left knee in as you straighten that right leg out. Squeeze the left knee over to the left shoulder, creating a little opening in the hip. Open your left arm like a T. Use your right hand to guide that left knee across your body and as close to the floor as you can. Taking that spinal twist on this side. Only turning your head and looking to the left if that feels okay on the neck. And again, equally trying to push that left shoulder down and that left knee down. And just noticing it might feel different from one side to the next. Maybe closing the eyes here as you relax into our final pose before Shavasana. it back to center. Let's give both knees one last squeeze. Wrap your arms around your shins, curling up into a nice tight ball. Bring your forehead up to your knees. Just give yourself a big hug. And then we let everything go as you come into your Shavasana, your final relaxation. Extending those legs out long and letting the feet fall open. Maybe about as wide as the mat. Arms relax alongside you with the palms facing up. See if you can shrug your shoulders a little further down away from the ears to help keep the neck long. And as you close your eyes, clear away all of your thoughts. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale all the air out the mouth, letting it go and letting your muscles relax even deeper into the floor. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Just bring some small movements back to your body. Maybe draw a few circles there with the wrists and ankles, moving them in both directions. Maybe gently moving your head a little bit side to side. Anything that feels good to you. When you feel ready, reaching the arms overhead, reaching the legs long, creating that nice full body stretch, getting as tall as you can there. Keep your eyes closed. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll over to one side, coming into a fetal position. And with eyes closed, use your hands to help press you all the way up into a comfortable seated position, crossing the legs and sitting up nice and tall. Bring your hands together at heart center, Anjali Mudra. Take a couple last deep breaths here, scanning the body, noticing how it feels after your yoga practice today. Let's take one more nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale all the air out the mouth, letting it go. Lifting your hands to your forehead, your third eye center, and bowing forward. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for today's power yoga class, focusing on twisting. Keep coming back to it, right? Keep practicing that side crow. If that's something your goal, one of your goals, something you're working on, it just takes time. If that's not your goal, don't worry, right? You always have those other options. Arm balances and inversions are always optional. I will sprinkle them in throughout my power yoga and vinyasa classes, but they're just for fun, right? Just play with them, have a good time. Keep subscribing and sharing this with your friends, right? Share my YouTube channel, Rachel Silverman Yoga, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.